Staying at home thrifting. I wish I could stay at home and thrift. Okay, guys, I wanted to show you part of what my husband and I got out of storage. Part of this is personal, but the point of us going to storage was to organize it, for one, because it was kind of a mess, and two, to get, well, not only personal stuff, but to get things to sell on eBay. So, like things like this. You know, I've been into the, not hoarding mode, the opposite of that. Try to get rid of things and sell things. Make money. Why not make money on stuff you already own? Like we have this picnic basket that we got, oh, it's a little dirty, for a wedding. It's really nice. Still has the tags on it. Look, it's got brand new stuff in there. And, you know, we don't go on picnics, so I'll sell that. Got some books in here, Miscellaneous. You know, this is just part of it. I've already gone through a lot of it and listed some things on eBay. But just in case you guys hadn't thought of it, go through your house, go through your basement, your attic, your storage, your shed, whatever, and get things to list on eBay that you already own. You don't have to spend money on. Say hi, Oliver. Yeah, our living room was kind of a mess because we did go to storage. We're still kind of sorting stuff out. Hey, buddy. Mr. Sparta. Hey, bud, what's up? How's it going? Okay, I'm going to pick some things that I sold. I'm in my basement, and we are going to L, which is right here. Oh, this is going to be fun. It's, as you can see, it's pretty dang full. And I just need to get like a cosmetic bag. And guess what? It's right there. Yay. That's why I recommend clear totes. It better be it. Yes. Look how cool this is. It's my Dr. Seuss shower curtain hooks. I haven't sold yet. But what I do is I just write what tote it's going to go in, because I work upstairs and this is downstairs in the basement, and most of my totes are pretty full. My tote scan label. But clear totes, that is my tip and my recommendation, that you guys get clear totes to store your hard good items in. I know a lot of people use like the solid totes or boxes. Many times I've just looked and like I just did and grabbed the item. Oh, these are the totes people use, and I don't care. I use these for blankets and for miscellaneous pillows and stuff, and that's fine. There's the rest of it. It's kind of dark down there. I do have to go down there and pull some more things. So this basement's a mess. We're moving in 2 to 3 months, so not worried about that now. This is my plush and Miscellaneous. I try to keep my books here and other stuff. I got to get rid of my plush. It just hasn't been selling. And I've gone through almost all my totes and done my new organization system, which is to label everything and put them. I get these bags from Temu. They're great. Really inexpensive. I think there's like, you get 10 for $1 or $2. And so this is the rest. And that's the rest of my totes. So I need to pull a couple more things. Okay, I sold this Moo from bin 26. It's my last one. I got 8 to 10 of these at the bin. Last thing I'm going to pull is this top out of bin 6. There it is. Just my size. Not a big sale, but I'll get these things packed up. Hi there. Hope you guys liked my little vlog style this morning. I thought I'd do something a little different. I was going, what should I do for a video today? So I thought I'd do a little vlogging, show you guys around, show you my cats. But today I really wanted to talk about customers on eBay and how to handle them, how I've handled them in the past, and how I recommend you do handle them. Because customer service is very important in not only eBay, but in all businesses dealing with customers. You know, the customer's not always right, but a lot of times you got to make them think they're right.
First of all, the customer is always right.
The customer is not always right.
But I wrote down some instances of customer interaction I've had over the past several years. All the ones I can think of, I've had lots of customer interaction. As you can imagine, 21 years selling on eBay, you deal with a lot of customers. So I wanted to jump on that today, but I wanted to mention that we are in the middle of our busy season in Pendleton, Oregon, meaning Pendleton Roundup is here. John and I booked a little vacation, but we actually are just going to probably go away Saturday. Usually Friday and Saturday are the biggest days of the rodeo. The rodeo goes from Wednesday, today, which is September 13th, 2023, through Saturday. Sunday, it's pretty much done. The vendors are packing up and it's time to go. But this is a huge event in Pendleton, Oregon. I know there's rodeos all across the country, but this is when ours happens. It's like our little to medium town of 17,000 people wakes up and is flooded with 75,000 people, a lot of people. So usually we have no traffic here. Normally it's really easy to get back and forth and get through town. The only time you might hit a little traffic is like 5 o'clock when people get off work, but it's really not a big deal. The people in the parking lots, they, rent out their parking lots for like $20 for people to park. And I don't blame them, it's money, but it's a parking lot where the Dollar Tree is, a grocery outlet, and a whole bunch of other stores are. So you can't even park. It's crazy. So yesterday I went to grocery outlet and I went to a thrift store just to kind of get that out of the way because I'm not going to be going out for a few days. John and I think are going to head out to Hood River, the Dalles, this weekend to meet my sister and her husband and my kids, just to have a little day thing to get away from the crowds. But yeah, look up the Pendleton Roundup. It's a big deal out here. I have no desire to go. I'm not a rodeo gal. I've actually never been, but I've heard that some people have a problem with it because of mistreatment of animals. I'm not a country girl, a western girl. I'm not a rodeo girl. So I don't want to go. A lot of people rent out their houses in this area for people to stay here. We're about 2 minutes from downtown, so we can hear all the announcing from our house at night. It's kind of funny, but it's turned into a big, huge town now. Good for local businesses. I'm very happy for the businesses. It really helps them financially. So yay for them, but I'm not going to be partaking. I'm going to be staying at home thrifting. I wish I could stay at home and thrift. No, I'll be at home listing and editing videos. So that's what I will be doing. In light of the rodeo, I thought I'd wear my rodeo earrings. All right, guys, I wrote down some things, some customer interaction I've had for the past several years, and I thought I would talk to you about the incident that came up and how I handled it. So because they're just totally random, but I wanted to bring up the most recent incidences I've had with customers, and I'm talking about usually the negative interaction. I've gotten some positive interaction. It's gotten to the point where sometimes when I see an email from a customer, I don't want to get it because it's usually bad. But yesterday I got a great one. This lady just wanted a compliment. She bought a sweater from me and she loves it. And she went on and how wonderful it is, and she thanked me, and it was so nice to get a positive comment. I thanked her so much. And you'll get that every once in a while. You'll get the people who just want to thank you for, you know, selling them an item that they love, and that is so nice. It makes his business so easy to do when you get the positives and you get the compliments and you get the great customers. But you know, you got to take the good with the bad with the good, and it's just the way it is. And I'm a sensitive person, so when I get negative comments or negative messages, it really bothers me. I don't like that affected that person negatively, even though it was unintentional. It really bothers me. So what I do is I say a little prayer and I move on. But all right, so I recently had a negative customer interaction. I think it was a few days ago. John and I were out thrifting, and what happened was this person didn't pay. They bought a Jimmy Buffett tank top. If you guys don't know, Jimmy Buffett passed away. So sad. My husband's a huge Jimmy Buffett fan, and he was depressed for a few days. So sad. Way too young, gone too soon, just a great guy. We went to his concert about 5 years ago in Vegas with John's sister and her husband and his kids. So much fun. Love the guy. So sad for him and his family and his fans. But anyway, I had a couple of Jimmy Buffett things already listed, and I sold this tank top. I had like 14. This person offered me 8 or 9. I took it, but yeah, so they didn't pay. So I will tell you my procedure. When a customer doesn't pay, I wait till the next day. If they still haven't paid me, I send them a reminder. eBay has a reminder option. It'll say on your phone, send a reminder. And I'll just send that standard letter that eBay has already written up, and I'll just send them a reminder. And it's just a little nudge, like, hey, you haven't paid yet. Please pay. And usually that works. Usually they'll pay me. Sometimes they'll even pay on like the 3rd or 4th day. You know, and sometimes I'll have people buy something and they ask me if they wait till next week to pay, which I can't stand. You have no business purchasing something if you don't have the money. Whenever I buy something on eBay, I pay immediately. I don't make that buyer wait to get money, and it's a pet peeve of mine where people don't pay right away. I can see maybe the next day, but you've got 4 days to pay and you haven't paid me in 4 days. I mean, really, eBay just cancels the sale, but really should be, I think, give the person either they have to pay immediately or within 24 hours. eBay hasn't instituted that yet. They keep saying they're going to, and they haven't. It irritates me. But anyway, so I always tell the people who, every once in a while you'll get a message, can I pay you next week or whatever. And I always say eBay will cancel your order on the 5th day. So then they know. And I'll say, please pay me by this date. I'll figure out the date they have to pay. And usually, if they've already purchased the item, they do. If not, the sale just gets canceled and I relist the item. So, what happened was this person did not pay for this tank top. I sent them a reminder. They sent me a message with, for some reason, eBay won't let me pay. It was some weird error message. I'd never heard of it. And I said, oh, I'm so sorry. I had never heard of that before. Please contact eBay. Well, eBay canceled. They didn't pay within 4 days. And on the 5th day, eBay canceled. And this person was furious. And they're blaming me. And because what happens is eBay makes it look like I canceled the sale. It says, I don't know what message they send to the buyer, but it looks like I canceled the sale. And I know this because eBay will send me a message that says you canceled the sale. I didn't cancel the sale. eBay canceled the sale, but it makes it look like, and it used to confuse me, like I didn't cancel that sale, but eBay canceled it on my behalf. But I don't like their wording. It makes it seem like I canceled it. I didn't. They canceled on my behalf. So I'm pretty sure that wording looks that way to that buyer. And they even said to me, you canceled the sale, you're a liar. And they were furious, and they were They were insulting. Actually, their insults were kind of lame. Like, you jerk. Okay. That's not the worst thing I've been called. But I said I didn't do anything. They said, look, it says right here you canceled the sale. I didn't even actually look at their message. But, so you're a liar, you jerk. And I said, because I said I didn't do anything. And I said, I didn't do anything. I won't be talking to you anymore. So that's what I say. I've had a back and forth with people, and they want to engage you. They want to get a rise out of you. They want you to come back with a comment or whatever. They want a back and forth. Well, I'm done. I'll interact for a while, but when they're not going to settle down, they're going to keep blaming me. I'm done, and I'll tell them I'm done talking now. And that usually shuts them up. Maybe sometimes they'll come back with one more last comment. But that shuts them up. So you guys can't have a back and forth with these people that are angry. You've just got to be very nice to them, being kind, state your point. And if they don't believe you or they're still angry, I just say, I'm done talking. And that's it. So what I do is I go block them. If you guys don't know where the block bidder list is, there is a link to a block bidder list. And I've done this for the 21 years I've been selling. I've got maybe 50 names on there, and you just add them. So they can't bid on anything of yours, not bid, I don't do auctions. They can't place an order for anything in the future. And I think it blocks their communication too. So I blocked them, and it bothered me, but I got over it. And then I've gotten a couple of people, they'll say, I got this item and it smelled horrible. It's disgusting. How dare you sell this? Well, I always check my items. If the item's not new, I wash most of my items. I inspect them. If there's wear on it, I always put that in the listing. If something has a lot of wear or holes or stains, I don't list it. But if it's got minimal, like some pilling or something, I'll take pictures of it and I'll put that in my description so they know, well, how could you sell this? It smells terrible. And I never have sold anything that smells bad. And I think what might happen is I put my items in plastic bags. Maybe because it's a pre-owned item, there's a smell. But what I've been doing now is when I go to ship something, take it out of the bag. Well, this one's already out. And I always smell it. And if I need to take it out of the bag or put it in a different bag, I will. So I'm always checking from now on. But to my knowledge, I've never shipped anything with a bad smell. So either they're scammers or they have a sensitive nose. I don't know what it is. I've had that a couple times. Don't like that. I'm always very apologetic. One person, they were just really angry with me, and I said, please return it for a full refund, because they wanted me to refund them immediately, and they wouldn't send me pictures, and there's no way to prove it. So I just said, oh, I'm very sorry that happened. I used to take accountability, and now I don't do that. I'm sorry that happened, or I'm sorry you feel that way. You don't want to, it's not necessarily my fault, and I don't want to, say it was. Now, if it was my fault, I will take responsibility, but I'm sorry that happened. It's important what words you say. And then I will ask, so please return it for a full refund. I am not returning this item. It's horrible. I threw it away. I'm not going to return it so you can resell it. I said, I'm not going to resell it. But that's my policy, for you to return it and get a refund. And then they just went off, and I'm like, okay, I said, I'm sorry, I'm done talking. I didn't say I'm sorry. I said, I'm done talking. And then that was that, and I blocked them. So I'm always very careful when I list things. I'm very careful of looking for, marks or rips or tears or whatever, or smells. I'm not going to list something that smells bad intentionally. So, you just got to cut it off. But you always got to be as kind as possible. Just swallow your pride. You can't say it. eBay reads this correspondence. And if you had a buyer that reported you to eBay, eBay can go back and read your correspondence. And if you were nasty to somebody, or, you responded with anger, that is bad. You don't want to do that. So I've never done it. I bite my tongue, swallow my pride. as kind as possible. One time, I thought I was kind, and the person's like, well, you don't seem very sincere. And I'm like, oh, I probably didn't appear sincere because I was kind of mad at them. So I really apologize. I'm so sorry. That's not my intention, and I really am. You kiss their butt. You have to. I mean, that's just the way it goes. Of course, you're going to defend your position if you had nothing to do with that. But you've got to do it with professionalism and kindness. All right, so I had that happen. I've had it a while ago. It was a few years ago. I shipped a painting with glass, and the glass broke. But, the print was fine. And it was a gentleman. He was so nice. And he goes, I received this item. The glass is broken. He goes, you know what you should do in the future? Take the print out of the frame, roll it up, and ship it in, one of those tubes. And he was so nice about it. I'm gonna not generalize here, but in my experience, a lot of times the guys are nicer than the girls. Not always, of course. I'm not gonna generalize. But I think it's because guys just kind of, they leave the emotion out of it. Us women, and including myself, we get emotional. So we get upset. We take it personally. And but of course, I've had really nice women customers. So I'm not generalizing there. It's just, it seems in my experience, some of the guys have been nicer than the girls. So that was great. That guy, I think that guy who gave me the advice, because sometimes customers will give you advice. Well, this happened, but this is what, I would have done. So that was great. So I don't do that unless the frame is messed up. I usually just ship the picture as a whole. But I think I did do that one time when the frame was bad. I just took the print out. Of course, it's not as desirable if it doesn't have the frame. But that's okay. Some people just want the print, and it's much easier to ship a print in one of those tubes than, to put a box with packing paper and bubble wrap, Okay, so several years ago, I sold a clock to this woman, and it was, you guys, I'll put one on the screen. It's a clock where the hands are, okay, there's no glass on the front. There's no face. So the hands are exposed, and I didn't know how to ship it. I did put like bubble wrap on it, but when she got it, the hands were all broken, and she was so angry. She freaked out. She sent me this super long, you're horrible, and blood. I didn't deserve that. I mean, it was a mistake on my part. I didn't intentionally wrap it so it would break, but it did break, and she went off on me. And it really bothered me, but I was apologetic. And I don't know if I sent her a partial refund or what happened there. But the next day she sent me an apology email. And she said she'd dealt with a lot of people on eBay, I guess, where things were broken. So I think she snapped. I think she received mine, and that was like the last straw. So she actually was having a bad day, and that was her reaction. But because I was nice about it and kind and professional, she sent me an apology message, and that made me feel so good. Gee, do you think if I'd responded with anger or meanness, she would have sent that? No. She reported me to eBay, and it would have made her day worse. So you don't know what somebody's dealing with. You always kind of want to give them the benefit of the doubt. My lighting here is weird. I know it was bright a minute ago, now it's dark. I have a light right there. It's just not lighting my face consistently. Oh well. One time I sold sewing machine parts to a guy, and you guys could do this if you want. It was a sewing machine, but he wanted me to part it out, and I was fine with that. I actually did take, it wasn't complete to begin with, but he only wanted certain parts, so I took it off and shipped it. And he actually sent me a really nice message, and he said he been working on sewing machines for years, so he buys parts and he reconditions them, puts them back together. I don't know if he sells them. I think he did. Great little business. And we had this nice back and forth rapport. It was really cool. Sometimes you get these people and you get to hear their stories and what they do and their experiences. And it's really interesting. Now, I'll segue into another customer I dealt with. Got out of hand, actually. He thought I was his buddy or girlfriend. I don't know, but I don't remember the situation, but he emailed me about something purchased, and then he just started telling me his life story and going back and forth and acting like I was his friend. It was strange. It was almost like it's like a creepy thing, and I felt uncomfortable. So what I did is he kept talking to me, kept messaging. I thought, okay, bye, but he kept going back with a message, and I just blocked him. And he sent me a message and said, gee, my feelings are hurt. I thought we had a nice thing going, and I just didn't respond. I mean, I'm like, this is a business, buddy. I'm not your friend. I think he was, I don't know if something was with him or not. Maybe it's just lonely. But you got to keep it professional. You're not the person's friend or girlfriend or mother or whatever. You're not. This is a business, and I think some people, because it's a reselling business, we work out of our home. It's not like, we work in a shop. I think sometimes they take advantage of that, or they don't realize. And I've actually told people before, this is a business. I'm a professional, because it just gets out of hand otherwise. The item got to them, but it was partially broken. Something broke off. Even though I pack things very well, this still happens occasionally where somebody will get the item and something broke off of the item, maybe the hand or the head or whatever. Or like I shipped a lamp and I double boxed it. Still got to the customer dented. It was a banker's lamp. And I guess the top was dented. I was just like, oh my gosh, I take all this time to bubble wrap and packing paper and double box these items, and still sometimes they get to the customer damaged. So in those cases, you guys, I offer a partial refund. I ask if they'd like to keep the item because the item is still usable. And I would say 99% of the time, they do that. And then we work out a reasonable, I'll say, what do you think's fair to you? And sometimes it's lower than what I thought. I usually do half of the cost of the item. Like I'll do just what they paid minus the shipping, or I'll take the total cost including the shipping and just have it. And I've never had a problem with that. People are usually so grateful and so happy. And I send the refund through eBay. So it's a partial refund, but you just send it, and then you're making your customer happy. And they got the item. It's just, I've had people try to repair it. Like, I got to try and repair this. Or I've also had people just want to vent. They don't want a refund. They just want to let me know, it got there in this condition, or it's not what they expected, or whatever. And I said, oh, do you want to return it for a full refund, or would you like a partial refund? And they're like, no, just letting you know. And I'm like, okay. I don't know why you're letting me know, but okay. And some people are very nice that way. It's just, they're not looking for a refund. I guess they just want to vent and let me know. So, and I always so appreciate that. Okay, and the last thing I'll mention, because it's kind of getting long, and I've had customers send me messages saying, what's the lowest price you'll take? And I'll say, please send all your offers to the listing. I have best offer on all my listings. So all they have to do is go, send their offer in the listing. I'm never going to give them a bottom line and a message or an email. You just don't want to do that. They need to do the transaction in the listing. And sometimes they'll go back and send me an offer. Sometimes they won't. I don't know if they're a scammer, they're just trying to get a lower price. I don't know what it is. But the professional thing to do is have them send the offer in the listing. And I would recommend, if you guys don't have best offer, you should put best offer in every listing. If not, you're losing money, you're losing sales, especially in this time, where people want to be frugal because of the economy. People definitely want to send a best offer because they only have a certain amount that they can pay. So, okay, this is getting kind of long, so I'm going to end this here. But you guys, it was great talking with you again. And if you haven't subscribed, I'd appreciate if you subscribed. If you really want to have reseller content like this, or share this, or give me a thumbs up, or send me a comment. I so appreciate you guys. Have a wonderful, wonderful day, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.